8:45 on this Thursday morning. We're here with Jeanne Beker. So lovely to have you on the BT.
So lovely to be here.
We could talk all day about fashion, but we're not here to talk about fashion. We're talking about this book. Tell us the story of Joy Runs Deeper.
Oh, well, it's a mighty story. It's basically my parents' Holocaust memoirs. They're stories of survival. They were Polish Jews who came from a small little shtetl in southeastern Poland, which is now Ukraine. But in those pre-war years, life was pretty idyllic in this wonderful little village. I mean, think Fiddler on the Roof. And there are in the book lots of wonderful stories about the characters in the village and just the color of everyday life. And then the war broke out and the Nazis came to town, and my mom's family was totally decimated. And my dad was in the Polish army at the time, but deserted and ran back to the village when he realized what was going on, because the minute they would discover that he was Jewish, they'd kill him anyway. And he really basically rescued my mother, whose entire family had suffocated in an underground bunker when they were hiding. For the Germans kept coming into this village on a very regular basis, and if they saw any Jews in the street, they would just shoot them dead or take them away to a concentration camp. But my parents' family hid, but unfortunately they all suffocated in this bunker. But my mother was the lone survivor out of a family of 10. My dad, always our ultimate hero, just said, no, we can't be afraid and we must never give up. And he scooped her up. They were young lovers at the time, and they were on the run for the rest of the war. I mean, hiding in underground cellars and in attics and in barns, and just they'd stay somewhere for a few weeks and then they'd be kicked out because the people would be afraid that they would be discovered. It was just a horrendous kind of existence, like an unimaginable kind of existence. But these were the stories that I grew up on, and these are the stories that really made me who I am. When I was a kid, I remember, oh no, do I have to hear another war story? Because my parents talked about this incessantly, just incessantly. And I remember, as a little kid, I'd hide under the bed as I didn't want to hear any more war stories. But as I grew older, I realized that no, these are the tales of toughness and tenacity that really, make us who we are, and certainly they helped shape my whole view of the world, and hopefully I'm passing that on to my daughters now, and they'll pass it on to their children one day, and these are the legacies that are so precious. So many Holocaust survivors do not want to talk about the war. There's so few of them now anyway. They're the last living eyewitnesses, and unfortunately they're getting so old and they're dying off, but they don't want to remember because it takes them back to such a dark time. My parents, I guess, saw it as a kind of therapy for them. They wanted to talk about it. And
well, it served you well, because you have always been an example of a go-getter, groundbreaker on so many levels. You were one of the original fashionistas to step up and say, here's my opinion on this. It was a Toronto Life fashion magazine where I read you all the time. What was your very first fashion?
Oh, I had a column in Flair magazine.
That was for
Flair
years. Magazine.
But no, we started fashion television in 1985, and what a funny arena. You think, fashion, come on, man, it's so superficial. But fashion is all about communication ultimately, and it's all about humanity, and it's all about really telling our own personal stories, when we get it right, presenting ourselves to the world. So
and being a little fearless. Jeanne Beker's always been a little bit fearless. You know what I mean? And you can kind of see where it comes from when you read Joy Runs Deeper. Today, this evening, 7 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
Vancouver Museum. Jeanne will be there. Go visit, enjoy. It's open to the public. Go do it. And then on March the 1st, we're going to watch you on the shopping channel.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right back to basics. Yeah, I really look forward to being back on the shopping channel again. Just what a fun platform, and what a great way to reach women right across the country. And yeah, let's go shopping.
You do it all, and so well. It is an absolute pleasure to finally meet you. I've only talked to Jeanne over satellite over the years, and this is lovely. Follow on Twitter. You don't want to miss out on everything that Jeanne has to say. Trust me.